What's up YouTube fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another tutorial on a slick back with a burst hawk on the side and a tail on the back. Alright, this is just the haircut. If you do want me to see how I shape the beard up, make sure to like for part 2, but let's get into it. So first you always want to comb the hair in the direction that's going to be styled in. So I'm just combing it back, getting everything laying down. I pulled out my number 2 guard and I'm making my first guideline. This is just clearing off bulk so I can really set the foundation of the fade and kind of see where I'm going with, you know. This is going to allow me to be able to clip over comb into the longer hair on top. Also, it's going to make me a lot easier for me to fade into a number 2 instead of just random long hair on top that I don't know what it is. So next we're going to get our ball guideline and we're keeping the C cups. We're starting it a little low, so about, you know, a finger's width above his ear, and then we dropped it in the back where you would have been lining up his neck if we were doing a taper. You'll see a better view on the other side. And while we're here with the trimmers in our hand, I'm just going to go ahead and edge up his C cup real quick just so I could determine how dark I'm going to keep that while I'm fading. And then we're going to go and move on to the back and kind of just clean up the back area. And as you can see, I'm bringing it into where I made my ball guideline in. So then we're going to slowly fade to the back, so you'll still have that back line, but it's going to have a nice transition into that. And then go ahead and bald them out. I am using my Gamma, or these are actually Style Crafts shavers. Okay, next we have our 1 guard completely open, and I'm moving up right below where I left off with that 2 guard, just so now I'm going to be blending from bald to a 1.5 guard. So that's pretty much all I'm going to need to use is no guard, blade open to closed, and then my 0 guard, blade open to closed, and then I'll be pretty much done with the blend. After that we just detail. And I am using the Andy system, so these are the double magnetic guards. These aren't single magnetic, they are double magnetic. So if you do want to try them, I think these are the best guards out on the market, is the double magnetic guards. These are my favorite. The single magnetic guards are good as well, but I just love the double ones better. I don't know what it is, but they're just a little bit better. And I noticed that I didn't go high enough with my 2 guard, so I just went back with the 2 guard just to clean up a little bit more bulk. And now we have no guard on there, and we're making about, you know, a 1/2 inch guideline, following that same shape we did with our ball guideline. Now we have that 0 guard all the way open, and we're just going to start to flick out and line up that area. Okay, we're just going to flick up, you know, keeping it relatively in the same area that we left with our 1 guard. It may look like I'm in the same area, which I am. It just, I'm not pushing in. I'm letting the blade sit on their head. And I'm using corner because this part is the fading part, so you want to use corners, you don't want to use the full blade. And I'm slowly closing the lever as I start to fade down and get closer to that guideline that we made with the 1/2 guard open, or sorry, no guard open. Just to make my life easier, I'm kind of pinning up the long hairs separate from the side, so I can come in here and clip over a comb and keeping that front length longer so we have enough length to slick it back. And like I said, this clip over comb is going to blend in right into that 2 guard / 1.5 guard that we did earlier. And then now after this is just going to be detailing and removing that bald guideline. So now when it comes to removing that bald guy line, obviously you already have the blade completely open. So I do start with it completely open just to, test the areas and, fade in the areas I didn't blend from the 0 guard to the blade completely open. And then after that, all you have to do is have it completely closed and then halfway open. And then after that, just detail any dark spots and then the line will be completely gone. So you want to go completely closed, knock out that bottom line, open it up halfway, use the corners, detail a little bit more, and then open it all the way just in case if you created another line or pushed up a little bit more. But then you'll have a nice transition from bald all the way into that long hair. After that, go ahead and use your scissor over comb just to get a nice flawless transition from the number 2 guard, the clipper over comb, and then into that long hair. It just softens everything up and it has a better transition. And these are thinning shears. All this is really doing is taking away some of the darkness or any bulkiness that you see. Alright, so on to the other side, same steps, comb everything through, get everything laying down how you need to. Use the number 2 guard to clear off bulk. Go ahead and put your bald guy line in. Follow it up with the 1 guard completely open right under the 2 guard, and then have no guard on there, lever all the way open, set that guy line about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch long, and then pull out your 0 guard, and work from all the way open to close to remove that line, and then take out the bottom bald guy line. Hope you guys could follow through. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them down below. Also, just a little tip while you guys are watching this video, the difference between the 1 guard and the 0 guard, because you guys can't really tell obviously because they're both purple, is the 0 guard, as you can tell, is missing a tooth on the very right side. So that's how you know I'm using the 0 guard. The 1 guard is completely normal, and then the number 2 guard is obviously a lot longer, so you can tell that's a bigger guard. Alright, moving on to the lineup. There's not too much with his lineup because he doesn't have too much overhang, but as you can see where, you know, the hair disconnects from the longer hair, I'm combing those all down. And his right side is lower than his left side. His left side goes higher the way we're looking at it. So I went to his higher side first and tried keeping it as natural as possible, just cutting enough hair to get a sharp line but not pushing him back or anything like that. Then did a little clipper over comb just to take away some bulkiness and then go back over it. And as you can see, super natural, but getting a nice sharp line. Same thing with the vertical bars, not trying to push him back or anything to get a super sharp line. Just keeping it as natural as possible, but still sharp. Razor will make a huge difference, and then we're obviously going to throw a little bit of enhancement in there after, just to take it to that next level. And then what you want to do is, after this, I'm just going over a couple times just to make sure it's nice and sharp and no hairs are moving, but follow that same path that you did on the left side to the right side. Alright, now we're just going to apply some enhancement. I am using my 245 XL compressor with their dye as well. I honestly feel like their dye is the most natural looking and the easiest to come out. I like their dye a lot, so I've been using their dye. There's other dyes out there, but this one just comes out so natural and it just looks the best. Alright, now we're moving on to the scissor work. We're just going ahead and saturate the hair. We're not taking too much off. I believe we just want a little trim, about an inch off. Leaving the front obviously longer and guiding it short as we go to the back. So I'm going to walk you guys through this. Go and take your first guideline about where the head bends. I've done this in other videos. I put the comb on their head, and where it bends is where I take the section. And now we're going to connect that long hair into the mohawk or the faux hawk and the side. So I'm taking sections, pulling it sideways and connecting it to the clipper over comb so that it has a nice flow to it and it's not too much overhang. So no matter where his hair goes, it's going to lay perfectly. Make sure to pay attention to how I'm pulling out on some places and angles I'm pulling out, and where I'm, as I go towards the front of his head and that hair is getting longer, I pull more out. I'm not taking that same line straight across because then the hair is going to be too short. All right, and then towards the back, I go a little bit tighter so that it's more tight to the tail. Alright, now making a section on the top of the head because now we're going to go ahead and take the length off. I usually use about their eyebrows width as a reference point. Sorry, my English sucks today. And I pull it up and then we're just taking about ½ inch to an inch off. I'm leaving the front longer. The front was too long, or I think he just said he wanted to take enough to take the blonde off. I think that's might have what it was. But anyway, so I just pull up nice and tight and then follow that same guideline all the way to the back, and then we're going to do the same thing, comb all to one side and then connect that middle guideline to the side. we got the hair all blow dried back and pretty much how it's going to be styled. I'm just going to go ahead and clean it up, clip over comb whatever excess hair that I didn't get with a scissor over comb, and then boom, look at that. Shape is definitely there. As you can tell, it's nice and squared. You got the flow coming back, you got the little tail on the side, in the back, and then the fade is definitely popping. Now all we gotta do is throw some product in there, and then that's gonna be the finished result. Alright, so next I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little bit, some random sections, and I'm using my chunker shears just to take away weight. These ones actually take away 50%, so I'm using these just to create some texture in his hair. Next, we're gonna go ahead and apply some clay to his hair. This is actually my own product that I came out with. I will be releasing it first week of December, around between the 6th to the 13th. I haven't had the launch date official, but I will be announcing it. I love it. It has great hold to it. It's like, I have it on the box. It has a 5 hold on it with about a 1 shine. It's not completely matte, but it's very low in shine, has a great smell to it, and I'm excited for you guys to try it out. You guys are gonna love it. But now we're gonna go ahead and throw the fishtail comb through there, style it up, get it at that texture in there a little bit. As you can see, there's a little bit of separation throughout the hair, and then that's pretty much gonna be the final product. I put some beard balm in his beard. If you guys do want to see the beard, like I said, go ahead and make sure to like the video, and I'll drop the beard separately on how I sculpted his beard and got it looking good. So this is how my client came in before. And this is the after. As you can tell, I'm letting him see it. He's checking out, he's liking it, but that's the finished cut, YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys learned something new from this video. Make sure to comment down below. Make sure to like up the video if you do want to see part 2. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, right? I'm out.